Welcome back. All right, so now we're back to our regularly scheduled programming. Previews, reviews, news videos, deep dives into what teams are doing, what the Canucks did today. We'll start things off talking about Seattle and Columbus in this recap video. This was the first game of the night, and it was the only game on for the first 2 hours, so it gets its own board. Grubauer versus Merzlikins in this one. Both goaltenders must have heard all of the chatter about how their teams needed to upgrade their goaltending, and their goaltending wasn't good enough because both goaltenders were pretty good in this one. First, there's a near miss for McCann on a rush. Eberle's denied on a 2-on-1. Geekie with a near miss on a rebound as Seattle's all around the net. The shots on net are only 2-0 for the Kraken at 3.5 minutes, but it felt like it should have been more than that. Boquist has a shot that's kicked aside as Columbus starts to come back. They would press at 5 minutes. Robinson's then denied on a net drive. Geekie has a rush chance. That's blocked out. Columbus presses at 8.5 minutes. Then there was a strong forecheck by Seattle that led to a press for them. Dunn has a shot that's saved. The Jackets cleared out. We get a power play for Columbus. Roslovic is denied. They cycle. Laine has a screenshot that's saved. There's more cycling. That's killed off. Then Schwartz has a rush chance that's held. Columbus presses with 5 minutes left. Tolvanen has a net drive. That's saved. Sillinger's denied on a fast break. 2:29 left. There's a delay game call. Seattle gets the power play. Schwartz is denied, and then Schultz mishandles it. Puck goes out to center ice. McCann then has a slot shot that's saved and cleared out. Both goalies really good. With 3.7 seconds left, Columbus gets a power play as a goal by Seattle is erased. There's a penalty on that play. So after one period, it is scoreless, but a lot of chances for both. Second period, Seattle doesn't let them set up as this power play is going. They kill it off, just the one shot. Seattle then gets power play their own. Schwartz has a rush that's defended. They cycle. Schwartz could have had so many goals tonight. Schwartz is denied on a rebound. That's cleared. Killed off. 3 shots for Seattle on their power play. Shots are 5-1 for the Kraken at 6.5 minutes. Jenner fires one wide on a rush. Columbus gets another power play. The Kraken don't let them set up. They kill it off. 1 shot. Then there's a too many men on the ice call against Seattle pretty much right after that. Columbus goes back to the power play. They score on this one. It's Laine. He wires one short side on a good cycle. Boquist and Gaudreau with the assists at 10:18. Then there's a near miss as Tolvanen helps Seattle press to answer. Larson couldn't bury one. That's cleared out. Donato has a net feed that's blocked. There's a near miss for Wenberg. Borgen has a shot that's held. Seattle ends up getting a power play, and they score on it. It's Jared McCann from Bjorkstrand and Dunn at 13:20, and that's a big goal. It's a one-timer. It is the 30th goal for McCann. That's the first time in his career he's hit 30 goals. He is the first 30-goal scorer in the history of the Seattle Kraken. And then at 14:08, less than a minute later, Eberle puts them in the lead. McCann and Wenberg with the assist, so he buries that rebound on a rush. Seattle then presses for another. Columbus would press back with 2 minutes left. Peterson has a shot that's held, but after 2 periods, it's 2-1 in favor of Seattle. Third period, Roslovic fires one wide on a rush. Seattle presses at 2 minutes. Geekie has a shot that's saved. That deflects out. Dunn then has a shot that's held. It's all Seattle early in the period. Gaudreau fires one wide. There's another missed rush by Columbus. Shots are 3-1 in favor of Seattle at 4.5 minutes. But at 4:53, on a rebound, as they get some pressure, Boquist ties the game. Laine and Goodbranson with the assists on that one. So then the Jackets press for the lead. However, they take a penalty in the offensive zone. You don't want to do that. And Seattle makes them pay. They score on it. It's Wenberg from Tolvanen and Dunn at 7 minutes and 12 seconds. It's 3-2 in favor of Seattle. Schwartz then has a breakaway that's saved and held. So again, Schwartz all around the net, couldn't get a goal tonight. Almost a known goal then for Columbus. They survive it. Puck's behind Elvis. It was kind of a crazy play, but they do get it cleared. Kraken press with 9.5 minutes left. Bjorkstrand would exit. Lower body injury, I believe, for him. They didn't really say much else. He didn't return to the game. Goodbranson has a rush chance that's saved. Elvis denies Larson as Seattle presses. Bjorkstrand, this is where they announced his return would be doubtful. And yeah, I didn't see him the rest of the game. Only 5 minutes left when they said that. Schwartz has a rush chance that's held. Gaudreau hits a post, and then he couldn't bury a rebound. And he actually put his hands to his head after that, like he couldn't believe it didn't go in. Goalie pull with 1:40 left. Brendan Tanev hits the empty net at 19 minutes and 12 seconds. Seattle wins this one 4-2. They go to 35-21-6 with the win. Columbus, they're gaming this one. They just couldn't win it. They're 20, 36, and 6 with the loss. The shots in this one, 12-10 Seattle in the first, 11-5 Seattle in the second, 12-8 Seattle in the third. Final shots 35-23 for the Kraken. Power plays, Seattle 2 for 4, Columbus 1 for 4. The hits 19-11 for Columbus. Grubauer saves 21 out of 23. Merzlikins saves 31 out of 34. So both goalies were good in this one. Not what people might have expected out of this game. And overall, Seattle probably pretty happy they came out of this one with 2 points. Now, I need to change boards. Next up, we have the Winnipeg Jets and the Edmonton Oilers. The Jets are in trouble. Now, the one thing with the Jets is that they've got a decent cushion over the Flames, but they need to start getting actual points to put the Flames really and truly in the rearview mirror. So it's Hellebuck versus Skinner in this one. The Oilers get a power play early, and they score on it. At 2:06, it's Draisaitl from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and McDavid. So McDavid's on a 9-game point scoring streak. That one's buried from the side of the net. No chance for Hellebuck there. Shots are 3-0 Edmonton at 3 minutes. The Oilers go back to the power play, and it's a 4-minute power play. There's a shorthanded 3-on-1. Pionk has a chance that's held. The Oilers cycle. The first 2 minutes done at this point. Draisaitl has a net feed that's picked off. Deutschland played. I thought I heard Radio, which is a song from Rammstein as well, during I think it was in Vegas. So, good call. Get more Rammstein music going in these buildings. So, that's killed off. The Oilers press after. There's a near miss for Shore and close. The Oilers are in control. Nurse has a shot that's held as the Jets are really pinned down. Schmidt then had a chance that was held. Best chance for the Jets so far. It was a brief press there, but it was something. 1:55 left. The Oilers get a power play. Nugent-Hopkins misses from the slot. And so we roll over into the second period where those final 5 seconds come off the clock. That penalty's done. DeMello wasn't on the Jets bench, but he would end up returning to the game. Ehlers has a rush chance that's saved, and then Nugent-Hopkins at 1:44. It's a turnover chance. It's wired from the slot, and that makes it 2-0 in favor of the Oilers. The Oilers press at 4 minutes. We get a power play for the Jets. A good cycle. Morrissey fires one wide. That power play's killed off. 2 shots. Shots are 5-4 for Winnipeg, 8 minutes in. And then at 9:18, it's Yamamoto from Nugent-Hopkins. That makes it 3-0, and that's on a breakaway. Yamamoto enjoyed that so much that 40 seconds later, he added another. So Yamamoto, a player who's had a rough year, getting a couple of goals tonight. That's good news for the Oilers. They're up 4-0. Cut a power play for the Oilers. It's their 5th. It then becomes a 4-on-4. Everything's killed off there. We go to the third period. Hellebuck's done. Riddick's in the net. Riddick should be starting tomorrow night in the rematch between these two teams. That's the plan anyways. But he plays in the third, and he gets trial by fire. The Oilers get an early power play, and they score on it. It's Nugent-Hopkins with another. McDavid and Draisaitl with the assists at 2:26. The shots are 5-1 for the Oilers, 4.5 minutes in. There's a near miss for Draisaitl on a turnover opportunity, and then Janssen Fjällby breaks up the goose egg for Skinner. He scores from Gustafsson at 6:22, but a minute and 7 seconds later, Draisaitl gets it back from McDavid and Yamamoto. We then had a power play for the Oilers. That's killed off. The Jets get a power play of their own. They score on it. It's Scheifele from Niederreiter at 11:49. So Niederreiter on the board there with an assist, and it was a one-timer on a turnover chance. And then at 12:55, Dillon makes it a little bit closer from Janssen Fjällby. Janssen Fjällby with another good game. I don't understand why he always ends up being the odd man out at the NHL level. And that's a short side goal. The Oilers then get their 8th power play. That's killed off. And with 25.8 seconds left, they get their 9th power play. So they don't score on that, but they end up winning this one 6-3. The Oilers go to 34-21-8 with the win. The Jets 35-25-2 with the loss. The shots in this one, 12-6 Edmonton in the first, 12-9 Edmonton in the second, 12-9 Winnipeg in the third. Final shots 33-27 for the Oilers. Power plays, Winnipeg 1 for 3, Edmonton 2 for 9. Yeah, Jets can't do that tomorrow. Hits 25-11 for the Jets. Hellebuck saves 20 out of 24. Riddick saves 7 out of 9. And Skinner saved 24 out of 27. So rough night overall for the Jets. The losing continues. I don't know where it ends. All right, next up. Carolina and the Arizona Coyotes. You know, I think this is perfect for Carolina. So it's Raanta versus Vejmelka, the cactus leg, being worn by the Arizona Coyotes. Again, if you watch this game, you know why I call it cactus leg, because when you're watching the Arizona Coyotes wearing their thirds, you just see a bunch of the brick color and then the beige cactus on the side of the leg. So on their first shot, Carolina scores. It's Stastny from Burns and Slavin at 2:20. Shea has a rush chance to save. The Coyotes press at 5.5 minutes. Keller fires one wide. There's more pressure at this point. Then there's a near miss for Soderstrom. The shots on net are 3-2 for the Coyotes at 8 minutes. But then at 8:57, on a fast break, Aho buries it. Svechnikov was awarded an assist during the second period on this goal, so that makes it 2-0 in favor of Carolina. And it was right after a post by Nick Schmaltz. It was so close to being tied. Canes press for another with 9 minutes left, and they press again with 5 minutes left. We get a power play for Arizona that's killed off, and even though the shots are even after one, the score is 2-0 Carolina. Second period, there's an early power play for the Coyotes. That's killed off. 5 minutes into the period, the shots are 3-1 Carolina. And at 5:43, it becomes 3-0 on the scoreboard. Slavin from Burns and Jarvis. Things get punchy then as the Coyotes get a power play. That's killed off. And then at 10:41, Krause scores from Mosier and Soderstrom to break up the shutout for Maranta. Canes get a power play. Aho's denied. Gostisbehere is not. He buries his first with Carolina against his former teammates. Necas and Svechnikov with the assists at 12:25. Canes then get another power play. You can't do this against Carolina. Aho scores from Burns and Necas at 14:37. Not when they're feeling it like this. And I put right underneath that Aho goal, Canes needed this. This is the kind of game Carolina really desperately needed. Then there's a post for Gostisbehere next shift. So after 2 periods, this one's 5-1. Third period, Canes go to another power play. They score on this one too. It's Necas from Burns and Aho at 1:47. It was a one-timer. It was a fantastic shot by Necas. Then there's a near miss for Svechnikov on a rebound. Nason and O'Brien were unfriendly. O'Brien was trying to get Nason to go to the box with him. Nason didn't take the bait, so O'Brien goes to the box. That's another power play. This is the one power play that Arizona kills tonight, though. Aho has a shot that's held. There were 4 shots during that power play, so Vejmelka make sure that one doesn't score. Canes weren't letting up either. They just kept pushing. The shots were 15-2 for the Canes with 5.5 minutes left, and they just kept it up. With 2 minutes left, they're still pressuring. They win this one 6-1. They win it easy. They go to 40, 12-8 with the win. Arizona 21, 32-9 with the loss with the no mercy magnet up there. Shots in this one 7 apiece in the first, 14-9 Carolina in the second, 21-2 Carolina in the third. Final shots 42-18 for Carolina. Power plays, the Canes 3 for 4, Arizona 0 for 3. The hits 29-20 for Arizona. Raanta saved 17 out of 18, not busy. Vejmelka saves 36 out of 42. He was very busy and didn't get a lot of support. That's 3 power play goals for Carolina. That tied a season high, I think they said, against Calgary. They had 3 goals as well. All right, next up, Montreal and Anaheim. So this was a fun one. Montembeault versus Gibson. And the first goal of the season for Jonathan Drouin finally takes place. It's his first since January 21st of last year. Matheson and Anderson with the assists at 1:16. And the shots are 3-0 Montreal 3 minutes into this. Matheson has a chance that's held, but then Anaheim scores on their first shot as well. It's Megna from Comtois and Grant at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. The Habs press. Dvorak has a shot that's held. We get some pushing after that. Gibson was on pace at this point in the game to see 50 shots again. Montreal would relent. They don't end up getting 50 shots. Gibson probably very happy about that, but the shots are 8-2 halfway through the period in favor of Montreal. We get a power play for Montreal. The Ducks don't let them set up. They kill that off. Ducks press with 6.5 minutes left. Then we get a press by Montreal with 2 left. Pitlick has a rush chance that's held, and there were some late chances for Anaheim as they evened up the shots. Second period. Gurianov has a backhander that's held. I thought Gurianov had another good game tonight for Montreal. Good to see him prominent out there. The shots are 2-1 Montreal at 3.5 minutes. Grant couldn't bury one in close. There's a rush chance by Grant that was held. Both goalies playing well so far. Jones is denied on a net drive for Anaheim. We get a power play for the Ducks. That's killed off. The Ducks press after it's done. 2:43 left. The Habs get a power play. There's a near miss for Hoffman. They cycle. That's killed off. Solid penalty kill by the Ducks. Third period. Grant was denied on a breakaway early in the period. Harris has a net drive deflect wide. Ullinen has a chance that's held. Habs go to the power play. The ref is told that he sucks. It's important because otherwise the ref won't know. He will try his best to make sure that you don't tell him that he sucks because it really hurts their feelings. So that happens. There's a post for Matheson. Hoffman's denied. The power play's killed off. The Ducks rush afterwards. Tierney gets shaken up on a shot block. Carrick has a net feed that deflects out. Zegras has a shot that's held. The Ducks with some momentum at this point, but the shots are 5-3 Montreal at the half. I didn't think that was indicative of the play. And then there's a power play for the Anaheim Ducks, and they score on it. It's McTavish from Fowler and Zegras at 11:01. Good cycle, and it's a one-timer by McTavish. Ducks go back to the power play soon after, and at 15 minutes, Silverberg gets the power play goal from Grant and Shattenkirk. He buries a rebound. The goalie would get pulled with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, and 6-on-5, Montreal scores. It's Suzuki from Dvorak and Drouin at 19 minutes and 30 seconds. They pull the goalie again. They are unable to tie it. Your final score is 3-2 for Anaheim. They go to 21-34-8 with the win. Montreal 26-32-4 with the loss. Shots in this one, 13-11 Montreal in the first, 13-7 Anaheim in the second, 9-8 Anaheim in the third. Final shots 33-28 for the Ducks. Power plays Montreal 0 for 3, Anaheim 2 for 3. The hits 14-11 for Anaheim. Montembeault saves 30 out of 33. Gibson saves 26 out of 28. So, yeah, the Ducks end up winning that one, and thus the Ducks jersey. All right, next up, last one for the night, New Jersey and Vegas. Vegas, this has been a really good, tough week for them. They get Carolina, and now they get New Jersey. And I think what we've seen is Vegas can hold their own against the best teams in the East. So it's Schmidt versus Hill in this one. Heischer's denied on a break. The shots are 2-0 for the Devils, 3.5 minutes in, I should say. The Devils would press 4.5 minutes in. Pietrangelo has a one-timer that's held, and then on their second shot, Vegas gets on the board. It's Marchessault from McNabb and Barbashev at 7:48. Barbashev's been very good for Vegas since coming over from St. Louis. The Devils press for a response. Severson has a shot that's blocked, and that's cleared out. Hughes is denied on a net drive. Devils press with 8 minutes left. Eventually, they get a power play, and they score on it. It's Jesper Bratt from Hughes and Hamilton. That's at 15-16. It was a great pass by Hughes. It was a one-timer by Bratt. No chance for Hill on that one. Carrier exits. It looks like it's an ankle issue. He got tied up along the boards. It was one of those fluky things. He would not return to the game. And then at 19:32, Dawson Mercer continues to be red hot. He scores a goal. It's 2-1 New Jersey after one. Second period, Hughes has a net drive that's held. The Devils really in full control of the game at this stage. Stevenson has a net drive that's held. Eichel then had a rush chance that was held as well. Momentum shifts to Vegas at around this point in the game. There's a press by Vegas at 8.5 minutes. There was a near miss by Riley Smith. Graves has a shot that deflects out, and then Marchessault would tie it. He scores from Barbashev and Eichel at 12 minutes and 50 seconds. The Devils would press for an answer after that one. Mercer's denied. Vegas clears it out. Pietrangelo has a net feed. That's blocked. 3:35 left. Vegas gets a power play. This would be their only one of the game. Carlson, fans on one, is cleared out. It did have 4 shots, and if they'd had a second power play, they might have scored on it. But at any rate, it's 2-2 after 2. Third period. Early press by the Devils. Palat has a shot that's blocked. There's a net feed to Bluger that's caught by Schmid. And then Eichel. Eichel scores from Marchessault at 3:48. And for Vegas, very good record when Eichel scores coming into tonight. If Eichel gets a goal, they had a 14-2-2 record. So that's Eichel with a goal to go with an assist in that second period. His scoring has definitely picked up over the last little while here. The Devils press at 6 minutes. Things get pushy after a dog pile at the Vegas net. Understandable. I thought the whistle probably should have gone a little bit earlier in that one. Power play for the Devils. During that power play, William Karlsson's given a penalty shot. That was saved by Schmid. Vegas finishes the kill, 3 shots. However, at 12:55 on a turnover, Miles Wood ties it from Boquist. So at that point, it was clear we were going to go to overtime. We do go to overtime. In that, Heischer's denied. Vegas rushes. Severson can't bury one in close. There was another denial of Heischer. There was a ton of opportunities for New Jersey. They could not get the winner. So we go to the shootout, and in round 4, Shea Theodore gets the winner for the Vegas Golden Knights. They win this one 4-3. They go to 37-19-6 with the win. That's 80 points. For New Jersey, 40-15-6, so they have 86 points, but they fall 1 point further off the pace behind Carolina with these results tonight. So the shots on net, 17-4 New Jersey in the first, 14-10 Vegas in the second, 14-10 New Jersey in the third, 8-0 New Jersey in the overtime. Final shots 49-28 for New Jersey. Power plays, New Jersey 1 for 2, Vegas 0 for 1. Hits 37-17 for Vegas. Schmid saves 25 out of 28. And Hill, knowing that Jonathan Quick's his backup, saves 46 out of 49, setting a new career high for saves in a game. So, pretty strong indication right now that Vegas is able to hold their own against the best teams in the East, because we always get that comment of, well, whoever comes out of the West is going to get destroyed by the team out of the East. I think Colorado, I think Vegas, I think both of them, if they're the team out of the West, will not be an easy out for whoever comes out of the East. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.